If you've been eating healthy, but you're still crashing every single afternoon, or maybe you're waking up more tired than when you went to bed, you're not necessarily doing something wrong. And today we're going to talk about how your food choices can affect your stress response. And then we're going to discuss why your energy might depend on something deeper than just eating clean. So let's start with something that gets overlooked way too often, and that is your HPA axis. This is your brain to adrenal connection. It's what tells your body to wake up and when to calm down and when to pump out stress hormones like cortisol. And when that system works well, you feel steady. You get bursts of energy when you need it, and you can rest when it's time to wind down. But when the HPA axis is overworked, usually from months or years of chronic stress and illness, it stops working smoothly. First, it goes into overdrive. You might feel really wired, edgy, or even have trouble falling asleep. And then comes the crash, and that's when you feel that bone-deep fatigue, like no amount of rest or food helps. And you might rely on coffee to get going, or you feel shaky between meals, or you hit a wall around 2 or 3 p.m. And that's not a lack of willpower or discipline or even motivation. However, it is a body that is stuck in survival mode. And food tends to play a big role in whether you stay stuck or start to recover. So that HPA axis is very sensitive to blood sugar swings. And every time you skip a meal or you grab a quick hit of caffeine or carbs without protein, it spikes your cortisol. And that spike tells your brain, hey, we're not safe. What your body actually needs is stability. Meals that tell your nervous system you are safe, there is fuel here, and we are okay. So let's talk about what actually helps your HPA axis and what hurts it. And most people think that eating healthy is enough, but if you're someone dealing with chronic stress, with burnout, with adrenal fatigue, your body isn't just looking for nutrients. Again, it's looking for that stability and safety. So here's a quick breakdown of what does help. Starting with protein. So you do need protein with every single meal. It helps to stabilize your blood sugar, it supports the adrenal glands, and it gives your body the building blocks that are used to make neurotransmitters and hormones. So things like eggs, chicken, turkey, salmon, lentils, beans, or even high-quality protein powder if you're on the go can be very beneficial for blood sugar regulation. And then healthy fats are also wonderful. So fat can help slow down digestion. Not only that, but it can also help to reduce inflammation and give your brain the fuel that it needs to stay clear and calm. So things like avocado, olive oil, nuts and seeds, chia or flax seeds, even fatty fish like sardines or salmon. And then we have our slow carbs. And I do want to emphasize that I am not anti-carb because your brain and your adrenals do need them. But quick carbs can really spike you and crash you. So better options can be things like sweet potatoes, oats, berries, quinoa, and non-starchy vegetables. So now let's talk about a few common healthy choices that might actually be draining your energy. Things like smoothies that are made with only fruit. So these things are going to spike your blood sugar very quickly. It is important to always add protein and fat to help balance out the carbs that are going to be in the fruit. Muffins or toast without protein. It's a really quick carb hit that can also lead to a deep mid-morning crash, which leaves you needing a lot of caffeine. And speaking of, coffee on an empty stomach. So in the morning, this is a really big one. That coffee on an empty stomach can spike cortisol and blood sugar. And for people in burnout, it can make you feel shaky, it can make you feel really anxious, and even more tired after that high wears off. So you're not doing anything wrong if you have leaned on one of these at some point. Most people are not taught how food affects their body, how it affects their stress response, but once you know, you can start to build meals into your day that help work with your body and not against it. So now that you know what types of food help to support your energy, let's look at a few specific nutrients that your adrenals crave, especially when you're under stress. Vitamin C is a big one. So your adrenal glands use up a lot of vitamin C when they are producing cortisol. And the more stress that you're under, the more vitamin C that your body is going to burn through. And some of the best food sources are things like bell peppers, citrus fruits, kiwi, strawberries, even a handful of berries in a protein-rich smoothie can be beneficial. Magnesium as well. This is your nervous system's calm down mineral. It helps to regulate sleep, it relaxes your muscles, and even supports blood sugar balance. And you can get this from things like pumpkin seeds, from spinach, almonds, even a little bit of dark chocolate. B vitamins are your energy builders. They help your body convert food into fuel, to support your brain, and to keep your mood stable. So things like eggs, leafy greens, wild salmon, and even lentils are rich in B vitamins. And let's not forget our omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s help to reduce inflammation, support brain function, and can help modulate stress responses. So salmon, sardines, flaxseed, and walnuts are wonderful places to start. It's important to remember, though, that it's not just what you eat, but how you eat. Because when your nervous system is stuck in that fight or flight mode, it will not fully absorb or use what you're feeding it. So that's why some women eat all of the right things and still feel depleted. Meals are not just fuel, they are a signal to the body. A signal that says, hey, there's enough, hey, you're safe, and you are cared for. That's why skipping meals, fasting too long, or even eating while multitasking can actually backfire during recovery. So if you're healing from burnout or HPA axis dysfunction, one of the most nourishing things that you can do is to eat slowly, consistently, and with intention. Even small, balanced snacks every few hours, like a hard-boiled egg, a few turkey slices, or even some chia pudding with collagen, can help to prevent those midday crashes and help your nervous system reset. So if you have been eating well, but you still feel exhausted, you still feel jittery or foggy, it's probably not willpower, bad decisions, or a lack of motivation and discipline. It is about how your nervous system and your adrenals are interpreting your environment, and food is a powerful part of that conversation. So yes, you need nutrients, but what your body is craving is that consistency, stability, and signal of safety. And that's exactly what we focus on in the Nervous System Healing Code, because adrenal recovery isn't just about supplements or superfoods. It's about learning how to nourish your body in a way that tells it that the danger is over. So inside this program, we are walking you through how to build meals that are supporting blood sugar, how to calm your cortisol curve, some simple daily rhythms that are going to regulate your energy naturally, nervous system techniques that let your adrenals rest and rebuild, and optional functional lab testing to uncover what your body really needs so that you are not just guessing. Our clients often come to us after they have tried everything, from restricted diets to extreme protocols, stimulants, adaptogens, things that have left them wired and hopeless. And what they really needed was a gentle, targeted reset, one that was custom to them. So one that really gave their HPA axis the conditions that it needed to recover at its own pace. So if that is what you are ready for, you can join the Nervous System Healing Code or book a one-on-one session through the links below.